Hello everyone. Today we are going to do the poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Robert Frost was an American poet and we had already read many of his poems like The Road Not Taken, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. And this poem, The Dust of Snow, this is also a beautiful poem written by Robert Frost and it has symbolic meaning attached to it. Though it is a very short poem, but it has a larger meaning. The poem, first of all, I'll explain you the meaning of dust. Here the word dust, it refers to the fine particles of the snowflakes. It refers to the snowflakes, but they are so fine that the poet refers to them as dust. So the poem, let us begin with the poem Dust of Snow. I'm first of all giving you the central idea of this poem. In this poem, the poet tells us that the things of nature, they are not as they are, but they are as we take them to be. Like the things that are like the crow and the hemlock tree, which are considered to be ill omens by the people. In this poem, they are the carriers of happiness for the poet. They change his sorrowful mood to that of happiness in this poem. So, similarly, here the poet also tells us about the supremacy of the nature. He tells us that whatever one's mood may be, but a small gesture from the nature or a small beauty of any beautiful scene, it can change immediately it can transform our mood from that of sorrow to that of happiness. So now, this was the central idea of the poem and now I am going to start with the poem. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. So the entire scenario of this poem is set up in a snow-covered area. Everything is covered with snow and nothing is visible. And in such a situation, the poet, he is going somewhere and on his way, he just happens to pass underneath a hemlock tree. Hemlock tree is considered to be a poisonous tree which has white flowers on it. And as the poet, he passes underneath the hemlock tree, suddenly what happens that the crow who may be landing on the tree or maybe already sitting on it or taking off from it, he suddenly shook one of its branches and as a result, the snowflakes from the branches fell on the shoulders of the poet. So, has given my heart a change of mood. The next two lines tells us that the falling of that snowflakes, it had such a miraculous effect on the poet that it just transformed his mood, which was that of utter sorrow. It transformed his mood of sorrow to that of happiness. So, just the falling of the snowflakes on the poet, it just brightened up his mood from sorrow to that of happiness and saved some part of the day I had rued. So, the poet had some sort of guilt in his mind due to which his mood was sad that day. That day he was completely upset. And so, since he was upset, because he was upset, he had already ruined half of his day. But these things like the crow and the hemlock tree, which are considered as the ill omens or they have a sort of bad negative aspects attached to them, these two things, they enlightened up his mood and changed his mood from sorrow to that of happiness and hence some of his day that was saved from being ruined. The rest of his day, it was saved from being ruined because now his mood had brightened up. So, with this, we come to an end of this poem. And this poem teaches us that we should not have any pre-notions about anything. The things of like crow and the hemlock tree, which are considered to be ill omens, which have negative aspects attached to them, they can also bring happiness to our life. And now with this we come to an end of this poem And please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell icon so that whenever I upload my videos, you can get them. And now we will do the literary devices of this poem. Okay, first of all, we'll come to the rhyme scheme. Now just see the last words of the first stanza. The first word is crow. The second word is me. So if we take crow as A and the second word me as B, so we see that crow, it rhymes with snow. So what is the rhyme scheme? It is AB, AB. And if two stanzas are given to it, then you will say that the rhyme scheme is AB, AB and CD, CD. Okay. So next, the second literary technique is the enjambment. Enjambment means whenever the lines, they move to the next line without any full stop or without any comma, then we consider it as the technique of enjambment. Without any punctuation marks, if the line John C. here, it continues to the next line, then it is the technique of enjambment, which is shown here in the complete poem. Okay, next we come to the technique of alliteration. Okay, before that we come to the technique of assonance. The word shook down on me. Here you see that the word O, it has been repeated again and again. We hear the sound of the word O, shook down on. So this is the technique of assonance, that is the vowel sound, it becomes prominent. Next we come to the technique of alliteration. And now you come to the second paragraph and see the first and the third lines. In the first line, has given my heart. Here the word H is prominent in the first and the fourth word. So this is the technique of alliteration here. Similarly, in the third line, saved some. Here the word S is prominent. Also, in the very first stanza, the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Here you see that you are creating an image in your mind, how a crow, it shook the branch and how the dust of snow, it fell on the poet. So here the technique of imagery is also used. So that is all, and with this the literary devices, they are also over because it was a short poem. So do not forget to subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon and the all button. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.